Here I'm gonna analyze my recent game. Okay, here my this is my last game. Even though I did a little bit good, like comparatively almost equal to the team, but I didn't perform as well as I do before. The reason is, I think one of the reason is the item build, because whenever enemy team has Phantom Assassin, I had to go for the MKB. So this item make me a little bit weak. Like if there wasn't a PA in the opposite team, I would have gone this item. Like this is my item plan. I go to the demo, and this is my plan. Like initially I wanted to go all these items 10 minutes gap. I want to go to all this, like Wraith Band, Urn of Shadows, and then Power Threads. The reason Urn of Shadows is good is because Spectre always lacked mana. Mana is the biggest problem for Spectre, because she doesn't have much of a mana pool, so mana regen will be a huge advantage. So Urn of Shadows, it worked really good. And then I want to go to Yasa to make the farm faster, and then Aghanim Scepter. Once you got the Aghanim Scepter, you can hunt them easily, hunt the enemy heroes easily if they got caught alone. Like, how do I jump? For example, let's say you're farming somewhere, like you will be always farming, and you only go to fight whenever the hunt available and also the shadow step. So you keep on farming, and whenever your team goes and pick up fight, that's when you jump. Like you look for possibility of getting kills. If you can get a kill, you can hunt or shadow step and get the kill and then come back to farm. So that's how Spectre works. That's why Aghanim Scepter is powerful, because you can get a lot of kills and get the farms easier. And then Manta style is very good with Desolate, because Desolate work with the images as well. So if one of the enemy hero is caught alone, the Desolate is going to work, and it's going to work with Manta. So it's going to be triple effect if you use it with Manta. So that's why Manta is very powerful for Spectre. And then this Orchid Malevolence. Orchid Malevolence has attack speed and mana regeneration, 30 damage, and also you can sell this Urn of Shadows later. Like, you shouldn't hold this item for late game. So you can have it until you get this one, and once you get this one, it's okay to like if you don't have slot to put any more item, you can literally sell this and get rid of it. And then the additional advantage of this Orchid Malevolence is if you upgrade it to Blood Throne, it has like plus 25 magic resistance. So if enemy hero has a lot of spellcasters like Skybreath Mage, Sieves, and all those kind of heroes, this one is really helpful. And usually Spectre doesn't go BKB. The reason is, like, Spectre has to absorb the damage, because Spectre has a return damage. This third spell is a return damage, so Spectre has to absorb the damage in order to do the return damage. So BKB is not a good item for Spectre. And these are the builds. Like after that you go full tanky, and here IF Scad is good tank item, and also Abyssal Blade also a tank item. Now whenever there's a PA in enemy team, that's when the problem starts. Like whenever there's a PA or Wind Ranger, then the problem starts, because if these two heroes are there, then they have high evasion. You have to break through the evasion, so you have to buy MKB. When you buy MKB, you become weaker. So this problem I had in my last game. Here if you look at this, there is a PA literally killing everyone, and also Sniper. So Sniper, Spectre is very good against Sniper because of the Aghanim Scepter and the ultimate, because you can get closer to Sniper. And also when you are dealing with Sniper, Blade Mail is a great one, because you deal a lot of return damage, because Sniper deal a lot of damage. So it's very good, but let's say if you are going hard, then hard is like a big blade mail, because like if the Spectre has a lot of health, then more damage they deal, the more returns they're gonna deal with. So hard is gonna take a lot of health. Then they will die by hitting you, right? But this game was a problem. Let's see some question on Reddit. Some guy asked item build for Spectre. Hi, noob here. This guy say he's a noob, about 150 hours, and as you probably guessed, in Herald I've been playing Spectre a bunch recently and really enjoying it, but have been doing pretty much the same item build every time and would love some guidance. My default is Threads, Blade Mail, Manta, and then usually BKB before Scaddy or Moonshot or whatever. So here, let me analyze this one. Blade Mail is very good one, and Manta after that, not very okay. Manta after that is also okay, and then BKB is not good. BKB on Spectre is not good. Scaddy is okay. Moonshot should be a luxury item. Like after you buy everything else, then only you had to go for the Moonshot, because you had to max your return damage. Then only you had to focus on the attack damage. Okay, so people usually go Scaddy, and then a heart with a Scaddy also very powerful. Okay, or Abyssal Blade. It has damage and stun and also the health. Okay, I don't think Blade Mail is really a core item but it feels good to get damage, armor, and deterrent from the active for relatively cheap. I did get Diffusal Blade in my most recent game after Blade Mail, and that worked well too, but maybe just because team fighting started earlier. I have also occasionally gotten Vanguard instead of Blade Mail, and that's fine, but I have just felt a lot more comfortable with Blade Mail after threats, I guess. I barely ever thought about Radiance because of the long build up. I have gotten it maybe one time. Anyway, as I get more comfortable, I'm trying to work on varying my items based on the situation. But would really appreciate any guidance. Thanks in advance. Okay. Now here I'm gonna look at the comment that got higher upvotes. Like this one has 28, 11, and 5. So let's read the 28 upvote comment. Okay, let's look at it. Blade Mail is a good Spectre item, not unusual for pro level pubs. The current meta build is to go straight from Threads, Yasa to Manta to Scepter to Scaddy. If you're having a good game, getting Manta Scepter fast is very strong. That's perfect. This is a perfect one, because Manta and after Thread, Manta and Scepter is allow you to get a lot of kills. If you get a lot of kills, you're going to be very fat, right? So here the next one, let's look at the next one. Some other possible stopgap item like Blade Mail or Falcon Blade for a cheap one, or one of Echo Sabre, Mage Slayer, Earn, Spirit Vessel, or Get. Spectre is one of the few carries heroes where VKB shouldn't be usually item, but and only if you must item. Getting into Scaddy is most often better. Okay, and let's look at this one. Ring of Basilisk and switch threats into intelligence when using Spectral Dagger. Aegis is nice after Manta. Going Radiance isn't popular, but you can pull it off. Yeah, Radiance was, like it was really good, like back in 3-4 years ago, but now in the current meta it's not very good, because I've been trying with Radiance and also the other item build, but whenever I try Radiance, the game is really hard, because if the enemy team is giving pressure, you are going to be so much behind, because once you get the Radiance, your net worth goes up, but unless you get the Radiance, you are in very trouble. And if it goes past 25 minutes, that means game over. So make sure you can get the radiance. Like if you're trying to go to radiance, make sure you can get in within 25 minutes. Or you shouldn't even consider, like if you're having a hard game, you shouldn't even consider going for radiance. That's the thing. And also, like if you switching threats to intelligence, yeah, this is a very good strategy. I have seen Miracle using it all the time. Like if you see Miracle's replay, he will be using, I think he's using that for every hero. Like whenever he use a power, he always transfer to the intelligence. Like he always transfer the threats to intelligence, and then switch back to whatever the ability he playing. So that's a very good strategy. Like when you are using, because especially for Spectre, it's very powerful because Spectre always lack mana. So if you switch to threats and then agility, is going to be very helpful. And yeah, this is the second command, highest words. Let's look at the third one. Okay, I am 1k MMR, but my builds are based on what I've been trimmed to do. My win rate is somewhere between 60 to 65 percentage. Always van threats. Then Midas, Blade Mail, Yasa. Midas or Blade Mail or Yasa. Into Aegis Mantra or Mantra Basher, Skadi or Heart of Terras. More niche item includes Radiance, His Illusion, Diffusion, Blood Throne. Okay. Yeah, it's very common to the what other people mentioned right here. Okay, so these are the comments suggesting. I read the most popular comments. Now let's look at Dota buff. Let's see what high rank players are doing. I'm going to go to Spectre, Dota 2, Dota buff. Okay, here you can see the first one. This one, the Urn of Shadow. This is the one I was showing you in my. This is the one I was using. Yeah, I was using. Actually, this is not the one. Wait a minute. Yeah, I was using a different one. This is from a Chinese guy. Okay, this one looks almost similar. Okay, this one looks almost similar. So he has a Urn of Shadows, then he get the power traits, and then he goes to the Aghanim Scepter. After Aghanim Scepter, he goes to the Manta style, and then Orchid Malevolence, Eye of Skadi, and then the Skull Basher. Then upgrade the Blood Throne, and after that Abyssal Blade, and then Aghanim Blessing, finally Medallion of Courage. Okay, I don't know, like it seems similar to mine. Let's see if the Chinese names still exist. Okay, so I think that one is gone, but it looks almost similar to what I've been using. Dota 2 player. Okay, like let's analyze the timing, because I was copying the timing as well. So 10 minutes boots of threats done, 20 minutes this thing's done, and then 30 minutes manta and that thing done, and then 40 minutes. Yeah, it's exactly the same guys I've been following. So that's a Dota 2 player. Since I have a bad time with this item build, I'm gonna try this next one in my upcoming games. Here this guy goes Blade Mile, and then Radiance. Yeah, if you are going Radiance, it's better to have Blade Mail. The reason is good is because you have to deal with all the damages the enemy team is gonna chase. Sometimes enemies team is gonna chase you, giving you a hard time in the lane. If you have this item, you will be easily farming these radiance. Otherwise it's going to be really hard. Then after radiance, um, the good thing about radiance is it works with illusion, so when you are using haunt, shadow step, it's going to work with them as well, right? So that's why it's very good. And here after that manta, then Aghanim shard. It's not much popular, but it's okay. It's a good one actually. I think it exerts. Okay, let me see what's the ability it does.
You're allowed to start
Okay, here Aghanim shard. Every 300 damage absorbed will trigger a spectral dagger to launch at the last player control detector, occurring a max of once every 7 seconds. Okay, so if the this person absorbs 300 damage, it's gonna exert a spectral dagger to whoever attack that damage. So that's a good one, because like let's say you reached 15th level and you took the 100 spectral dagger damage, and if they deal that 300 damage, it's gonna exert this, and that's gonna deal plus 100 spectral dagger damage, right? Spectral dagger is already 220 at max level, plus this 100, that's going to be 320. That's a lot of damage. Okay, and then this guy goes Eye of Scary, and then Battle Fury. Battle Fury has a 35% evasion, and then Radiance has already how many percentage of evasion? Radiance has certain percentage of evasion. That is 15%. So 15 plus 35, 50% of the damage goes into evasion. That's really good. And then again in Blessing, Scythe of Voice. Wow, I rarely seen Scythe of Voice on Spectre. It has 35 intelligence, but it depends on the enemy hero. Let's see what enemy hero there. So there are some very tanky heroes in the enemy side. That's why Scythe of Voice is a good option. And also there's a Naga. So when somebody uses Scythe of Voice or Naga's illusion, it's gonna cancel. So we're gonna know it's an illusion. And I don't know like how much is the cooldown for Scythe of Voice. Scythe of Voice has.
I hope you weren't close with your soul.
Scythe of Voice has 20-second cooldown. So not bad. Okay, and then he also went BKB. It's not very popular, but it helps. Still helps. If you are you're supposed to be receiving magical damage, and if the magical damages are literally killing you, then Black King Bar is a very good option. And also I think one of the reason he went Black King Bar is because there's an undying. Like if there's a tombstone, it's going to be really hard time for Spectre, and then undying also very good counter for Spectre. So this BKB makes sense. And that's it guys, thanks for watching. See you guys on my next video.